All right. Waiting a second for this to kick off. So, give me 1 second, guys. Trying to get everything set up here. All right. Sorry, it's been a minute since I did a stream. So I'm going to share the link out right now to the Twitters, or X. Does anyone call it X, man? No one calls it X, right? All right. Posted the link up. All right, so I've been doing this every week. Usually on a Sunday. Sometimes I procrastinate a little bit and wait till Monday morning, but I like to do a Sunday night, get myself prepared for the week that is coming up. So I'm going to be focusing on NQ because that's what I've been trading mainly. I'm gonna go through my weekly prep routine. I basically just go and I try to think of the weekly profile. That's something that I got from a guy called AM Trades. If you don't know him, look him up on Twitter. He shares all his shit on his Twitter. He's got a Google Drive with a weekly profile PDF, and it's pretty sweet, gonna be honest. That along with T-Trade's daily profiles, getting the daily bias and stuff like that. But mainly try to think about the weekly profile. On this session, try to mark out the levels that I'm going to be looking for. And this will help you figure out your daily bias once you sit down and look at the charts every morning. You can see I have some stuff drawn out from last week. One thing I took off. So first thing I want to do is go over, just sort of review what happened last week. I believe we swept that low, right? So there were two things I was expecting to happen. And I wasn't sure which order they were going to come in. So when we started last week, we were here, right? So we were close to this swing low. So one prediction was sweep this swing low, go up to this gap, and then come down for this one. Another prediction was to go all the way down to this swing low and then go up to the gap, which is what we eventually did. So I had those on my chart all week, and then based on how the day looked, that's what I was looking for price to run to. I was able to successfully trade the week pretty well. So first things first, we looked at what happened last week, and prepping for the upcoming week. I always remove all my drawings. So we start with a fresh chart. We are on MQZ 2023's December contract. Everyone should be on that. I think the September one was last one, right? So that is expired now. It is October. So we're in a new quarter. I don't really care about the quarterly shit. I know it's generally like switching to bullish, I think. But we'll see what price says. We'll see what liquidity there is and mark it out. So jumping in on the, let's look at the weekly real quick. And I know some other people pointed this out. I'm not usually pointing out weekly targets, because I'm mainly staying at the daily level. But we're going to point out some weekly targets. I look at it, you know, I usually don't draw them up. On the weekly, we had this order block. It's confirmed with this. Came back in, hit it, came down, went into, so external to internal liquidity with this fair value gap. So we're at a point where it could pretty much do anything right now. Sort of kind of thinking, looking at this, that it's not gonna go too high. I don't know. I honestly don't really care to predict that far out. But I want to see if it's willing to leave this gap open, right? So that's the thing that I'm thinking about is, okay, is it going to just make a smaller weekly candle this week? Like not even have that much wick? So they could leave this fair value gap open if we are to see some more downside, right? If we're looking at this chart like it was a 5-minute chart, that's what I like to try to think about, right? It's a weekly chart, but if this was a 5-minute chart, over here you would have seen some really old liquidity level that was swept, right? With this wick here and this order block here. There's a SMT divergence, which makes this a high probability order block. On ES, this actually swept higher, I believe. We could check, but I don't really care that much. To me, this is a high probability order block. It already proved itself when it came up here and it hit that and provided a really strong reaction, right? So if this was a 5-minute chart, I mean, it's really looking like we're gonna have a reversal. Or we're already in a reversal, and we're going to be looking for, wow, that's even more, right? Like it created more order blocks here with closing this. I didn't even notice that last week. So like this is my next level, honestly, that I'd be looking for on a weekly. It's really fucking far away, so I don't really care about that, because all I care about is this upcoming week. So it's that would be my target if I were playing this on a weekly chart, right? It's really fucking far away though, so sort of worthless, but interesting nonetheless. Let's go back to the daily. That's really where I want to spend most of the focus here. As we saw the weekly, we had this order block here that was confirmed here. We've come back up into it here. See this order block, right? I mean, it's technically that, I guess, but SMT divergence made this a strong order block. So yeah, I mean, that provided a reaction, obviously. We have, then from that, we had another order block, right? Like this was confirmed with this one. We come back in, and you see how that provided quite a bit of a resistance point as well. And we are continuing down. Now, we are continuing down to this level. And at this point, we can say, well, is the move over? Maybe. We're at a point where the move could be over. And we are looking for potential reversal, right? I say reversal, a shift, right? A shift back. Now, the shift back could be to here, right? Like, it could just be back up to this order blocks, and then it's going to go back. We don't care to predict that far out. What I want to look for is if this potential bullish order block is going to be confirmed, right? So we'll say potential 1 day plus OB, right? What we want is for a day to close above that. Now you see how after it went down and swept the major liquidity here, like this was major. We should have some, I think, significant retracement. Now, significant meaning let's say the dealing range is this. So significant meaning, and I mean, this lines up so well. 62%, right? Retracement. It's the OTE that everyone knows and loves. Yeah, I think it could go up that way. But the first thing I want to see is this order block to be confirmed. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a potential order block there. So when we think about a weekly profile, if we were going to see this provide a significant retracement this week into the 62% level, which that's my bias right now, just looking at this, that is what I want to see. Then what we would want is Monday or Tuesday to provide the low, Tuesday to provide the low of the week, right? Another thing we want to look at is the economic calendar. So let's look at it. I know a lot of people use Forex Factory or whatever. I use this. Investing.com. Jesus, it's so bright with a white background. Investing.com economic calendar. So what do we have this week? We have 10 a.m. shit today, Monday. I mean today, quote unquote. We have Chair Powell speaking. This is gonna start off spicy, huh? I usually don't have 3-star news on Monday, so that's a little interesting. 10 a.m. news is weird too. I don't like 10 a.m. news. But we have 10 a.m. news on Tuesday as well. 10 a.m. news on Wednesday. Oh shit, it's the first Friday. Right. First Friday of the month, non-farm payrolls. So there's our fucking crazy day, right? We have initial jobless claims on Thursday. So it's a spicy week. Doesn't change anything. I just wanted to see what that would mean for our weekly profile. Yeah. Sorry, trying to think about this. A Tuesday low makes sense. I think yeah. So what I want to see, or what I'm gonna look for, right? I mean, it's really this, the potential daily bullish order block. So I'd want Monday to close above that, and I would want Tuesday to tap into it to create our low of the week, and then Wednesday and Thursday I want to come all the way back up here, potentially get into this fair value gap. We'll see how that could play out. So if we try to like predict, right, how these candles are gonna look. So if we have a candle here, let's say we don't go over previous day high. And I think we've set ourselves up to have an inside bar where we don't take previous day high or low. It could take either. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as it closes above this potential 1 day plus OP. That's what I really want to see. That would set up a strong bias to tapping into this order block and creating a really strong Tuesday reversal or shift back up into that 62%. So yeah, that's what I'll look for. These sessions get shorter and shorter, I feel like, the more I sort of focus my understanding into very specific things that I'm looking for. If things don't go to plan, then you just look at it again and you try to think, okay, well, that didn't actually happen the way I thought it was going to happen. So what is more likely now, right? So just keep that in mind. You just try to have a good guess, right? Educated guess. And a lot of times I've noticed through this last year of learning, my educated guesses have gotten better and better. So when you have this idea of how the week is going to play out and you have a good sort of strike rate on that actually playing out, you can imagine how easy the trading days are, right? So yeah, let's mark out a couple things so that we know. I'm almost considering marking this OTE line. I don't think it matters that much though. What I will mark out is this gap top. So this is a 1 day gap top. Now, why I care about that one more is because it's in premium, right? So we're in a discount here on this stealing range. Like that's what this Fibonacci, I made this fib that shows the dealing range. It shows your premium and discount, premium being up here, discount being down here, and then the 62% retracement. Now, obviously sometimes I put it upside down when we're in the premium, so the 62% would be over here, but that is a potential, right? Like if this is a confirmed shift after taking the liquidity, which is what I definitely expect to happen. I would also expect it to at least get to a premium. And then we would want to watch that OTE. Other time frames, I don't really care for this weekly outlook kind of thing. I will mark out this just so I'm aware of it. This would be a potential minus OP. I mean, it is a minus OB, but that run is over, so I don't think it really matters much anymore. I want to see if it provides some kind of reaction though, so I just want to be aware of it. We'll mark out the bottom of this gap as well. I mean, do we do that? I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. I don't think it really matters. I don't think it provides much of a reaction at this point. This is all one gap pretty much. So I'm just gonna mark out the top and bottom. I had that marked last week, as you guys saw at the beginning of the stream. What else? Are we forgetting anything here? Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry, I'm focusing on the music now. Okay. Yeah, that's all I care about. I'm gonna see Monday close over that order block, and I want to say Tuesday go into it. It's my main thing I'm looking for. Now, when I'm in my trading day, I'll care about other time frames, like 1 hour. But for this session, I don't really care. I don't really care. The 1 hour right now, we want to see it keep here, right? I'm not even going to worry about it right now. This is how my chart usually is laid out. Yeah, obviously we're a little bullish with this 1 hour right now. Sort of, kind of took liquidity. No. We're in a weird spot. Could head down. But like I said, not really caring too much at the moment. Yeah, we'll mark all the stuff out when the trading day happens. This is MNQ down here, the bottom right. So, I'm gonna remove drawings. I only care about that during the trading day. I mark stuff out like midnight open, previous day high and low, stuff like that. All right, that's it. Weekly outlook complete. This generally takes me 10-15 minutes when I'm not doing it on a stream. So streaming it, I tend to talk a lot more. But hopefully you guys learned a little bit. I mean, I'm not a mentor or anything, just explaining my thought process. So definitely not financial advice, all that's good stuff. This is just what I'm trying to learn, right? These are the thoughts that I have based on my knowledge. All right, if you have questions, comments, hit me up on Twitter. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.